We're going to move on to our last speaker, which is probably a very important topic for everybody in this room, digital health. Digital health, for the last few years, has been in the top fastest growing sector for VC investments into digital health startup companies. We all can relate to the purpose of these companies because it touches our own health. But we're living in a new world where we have a lot of new technologies, sensors and devices, and ability to kind of monitor both in the hospital, but more importantly, outside of the hospital, outside of the four walls. So to talk about this is Yair Snir. Yair, please come on up.
Hi, everyone. First of all, it's a great honor being here. I think if there's anything worse than talking after lunch is talking after lunch and before the break that comes after lunch. So I'll try to keep it interesting as much as possible. So I'm part of Microsoft, and I'm running the corporate M&A and business development across Europe and Israel. Under that capacity, naturally, I get to meet the team that I'm driving gets to meet multiple companies. And today, we're going to talk about the future of digital health, and we're talking about a new era of productivity. We'll definitely explain how it all fits together with the Israeli ecosystem, and then I hope there's going to be a lesson to take from that. So I'll skip the promotion movie. So I'll start with a quick question. I mean, like, are today's smartwatches really smart? I mean, you know, they measure the number of steps you took. They measure the distance that you've been walking. They can even calculate or extrapolate the calories that you've burned. But what can you do with it? I mean, the fact that I've been going 50 steps more or less, I mean, is it any indicative? I mean, how wiser do I get out of it? And the point is that what we're talking about, a value, what we perceive as a value is a productive value. What we want to do, and that's where we're heading, is pretty much measuring your physiological parameters. So it's heart rate, so it's glucose measurement, so it's about blood pressure, all these parameters. So it's about measuring your sleep. How well did you sleep? For how long did you sleep? How was your sleep quality? We also want to learn your nutrition. What did you eat? How much did you eat? When do you eat? And obviously, your workouts. We take all these measures, and then we want to analyze how you usually behave, how people like you behave. People like you are the same age, same gender, same lifestyle, same region, preferably. And we want to see what the medicine, the science has to say about it. When we cross-fit what we've measured and analyzed, then we can come up with meaningful recommendations. It can be applied to your calendar. It can be applied to your wellness, to your workouts. Just for instance, take an example. It's 4 p.m. now. Let's assume that you have a meeting, an important meeting at 7 p.m. We want to let you know in advance, hey, the way you've been behaving or acting so far from the beginning of the day, the way we usually know you and people like you and what the medicine has to say about it, you're not going to be productive for that meeting. You better either eat something, you'd better either do some activity, or you'd better postpone that meeting because it's already irreversible. That's kind of insights that we want to provide you. You woke up in the morning, we want to tell you, hey, you know what? Based on your sleep quality, you have a workout today. It's not going to be any effective. You'd better either reschedule it or think if you want to really hold it because it won't work. And that's the essence of what we're trying to achieve. And that's what we refer to as being insightful and thing that creates real value. So it's really where health and wellness meets productivity. It's leveraging our own resources for being more effective and productive. Now, let's see how it resonates with the Israeli ecosystem. We talk about an ecosystem that employs over 1,100 companies in 2014, and an ecosystem that had exits valued in over $4 billion through M&As and IPOs. We're talking about an ecosystem that has raised over $2 billion so far in recent 3 years, with a strong entrenchment with the academy and the hospitals, and we'll get to that shortly. Moreover, if you think about it, there's an evolution here. There's an evolution that began with the defense industry, with all these sonars, radars, laser beams, all that sophisticated technologies that evolved into medical devices, and these days it's evolving into consumable technologies. So all these technologies getting into the wristwatches and into other wearable stuff, and all these other algorithm skills are all putting up together for us as consumers, not as sick people and not as people in hospital, yet people at home us people at home can consume these technologies. Moreover, let's just try imagining what kind of groundbreaking technologies came out of the Israeli ecosystem. We talk about given imaging, the pill that visualize your internals. We're talking about ReWalk, the Kinect-based technology that enable rehabilitation. We're talking about consumer physics, the small mass spectrometry device that can enable you to know what you're eating, what are the ingredients of what you're about to eat, or the drug that you're about to take. We're talking about Compugene, that's one of the world leaders in bioinformatics. We're talking about RealView, enabling operation in virtual reality, augmented reality environment. These are all groundbreaking technologies. Just trying to imagine how many millions and millions of people's lives are and will be improved thanks to these technologies that emerge from Israeli. And if you look at it all together, we're looking at a combination of ecosystem that is combined of academy, of global players and entrepreneurship. Players like Samsung, GE, J&J, Philips, they're all holding R&D centers, and this is just a small list. We're talking about multiple exits on a monthly basis and almost on a weekly basis through IPOs and M&As. We're talking about physicians that are eager not only to use technology, but taking part of this development of the technologies. As part of, we're also obviously active in that domain, and when we're getting to clinics, the physicians like killing each other, who's going to take part in those technology developments that we want to try with them. It is something that cannot be found anywhere else. We're talking about investment, whether it is our local VCs or foreign VCs investing in Israel focused on health and wellness. We talk about all the technology emerging from the relevant military units that can be applied for these domains. It is huge. The number of companies, interesting companies that we're running through and doing things with is unbelievable. Moreover, if there's a key message that I want you guys to take from here, all the ingredients that exist in Israel that have generated the huge cybersecurity ecosystem also exist here. We in Microsoft are great believers in the Israeli tech in the health and wellness domain, and not only that, we think and we believe that this ecosystem in Israel shouldn't be smaller. On the contrary, it should be larger than the cybersecurity ecosystem. All the ingredients are there. The market is much larger. It's much more sustainable. It fits totally in line with the technologies that are being developed in other domains. And together, the value here is totally way, way beyond what we get to see in cybersecurity. And I'm talking as, as a company that's probably one of the companies that invests the most in cybersecurity worldwide as software companies. So together with that, I hope that you get the message. I hope that you all realize what value there's lying there. And hopefully, I will skip. I have a movie here, but due to time constraints, I'll skip it. The next generations of our Bandit, that's the Microsoft wristwatch, smartwatch, going to be equipped and based on some of the technologies that we're using, taken from the Israeli market. The Israeli R&D Center is taking part of that technology developments in the health and wellness domains. And we aim at doing more and more in that ecosystem. With that, I'll finish here. Thank you.